Good evening, Soul Tribe family and light warriors, and welcome to Saturday Night Live with Lady D. I am your host, Lady D. How is everyone doing this evening? Oh, there's my announcement. There's my alert telling me I'm on. I'm on. Happy Saturday night, Soul Tribe family. Shout out to all you Soul Tribe members, my soul brothers and sisters. Shout out to Ocean Odell, my soul brother, yeah, I can't even talk. Crushing trolls. Mwah. Shout out to my soul mama. Chrissy is not feeling well tonight, so I think you might be alone. She's lurking, but she's on the couch. She has a headache, but thank you. Ocean Odell can take on any troll, and he will be high vibing. He will be high vibing. All right, my Soul Tribe family, are you still feeling good? Are you still feeling good after that epic, historic landslide victory for all of the people of the world, all of the people that are on the side of good, that are on Team God, that are against the evil global elitist, the elites? Still feeling good. We are not out of the woods yet. However, it seems that it's win after win after win. And who doesn't like winning? I know I love winning. Do you love winning? But then again, if you are on Team God, you always win. I mean, am I wrong? Am I wrong? I'm not wrong. Because when you are on Team God, you always win. With Team God. Yes. Soul Tribe family. Yes, yes, yes. We have a few announcements. Now, I do cards all week long. I do readings. I've been a psychic tarot reader and channeler for over 30 years. Yes, I'm aging myself, but I wear my age proudly. And I do it all week long. And so I'm not doing cards tonight. I did them last night. I did them the other night. I'll be doing them tomorrow with the Prince of Peace. And by the way, announcement, I'll share my screen. The Prince of Peace are going on early tomorrow. It's going to be a matinee. Okay. So I'm going to let you know tomorrow, the Prince of Peace and I will be on at a different time. 45 is back, and this is just the beginning. Special time. It's going to be 10 a.m. Pacific, which will be 1 p.m. my time on the East Coast, and that will be 7 p.m. Central. Okay, Soul Tribe family and Light Warriors. Special announcement. Special time tomorrow. It's going to be a Sunday matinee with the Prince of Peace and Lady D. Okay? So we're going to be on 10 a.m. Pacific. That's 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my time. And then that will be 12 p.m. That will be 12 p.m. Central. That will be 12 p.m. Central. Okay? So that is that. All right. And for those of you, I have just another announcement, and then it's going to be a spiritually based show, folks. I'm doing more spiritual. I'm not doing cards tonight. But I wanted to let you know about a new service I have. So the Yes or No Tarot show, people really love that. That is so popular. And every time I do a poll on my channel to ask what type of tarot show that you want me to do each week. Would you want me to do a yes or no tarot show, or do you want me to do a mini past life reading or general readings? It's always the yes or no tarot show. So instead of doing past life mini readings live on air, it's too draining. All right. It's very intense doing these because I channel these. I'm just going to do these via email. So instead of doing a show in which I do a million of them and drain myself out, I can do these via email. Excuse me. So if you would like one of your past life, if you don't want to do the $55 past life, now I still do the three past life video reading that I do, which is my very popular, that's 55. But if you don't want to do that, you want to just do one via email instead of video, I have this new service now. It's new service. Past life mini reading via email. So get one of your most prominent past lives channeled and all the details sent to you via email. And that is $25. That's via email. And of course, I still have all my other services, my past life video readings, 30-minute, 60-minute readings, soul therapy sessions, counseling. My most popular one is the one question tarot reading via email. If you have one question and you don't want a full reading, you just want one question answered, and then you want a general reading to find out the nitty-gritty about that question and what God and Yeshua want you to know, that's also still available. That's actually my most popular reading. That's 25. All the information is on my website. The link to my website is in the description of this video, as always. That's how you get in touch with me. If you need to email me, if you want any of my spiritual services, it's always on my website in the description of this video. All right, Soul Tribe family. So that being said, I think I did all the announcements. I did all my wares. Cheers, everyone, with my water. I hope everyone is having a fabulous weekend. Welcome to all my Soul Tribe family in the United States, in Canada, in the UK, Europe, all around the world, Australia, New Zealand. I have folks in South Africa, all around the world. I love you all. Thank you for being here. I wouldn't have a channel without you. I appreciate you and I love you all so much. Tonight we're going to do something different. We're going to do a more spiritually based show because I don't know if you guys know, but before I got into all this truther, patriot, truther, patriot, Q kind of stuff, political BS, I was very much into the spiritual stuff, and I very much am. I've been a psychic and intuitive my whole life. And I was more spiritual than, let's say, more of a patriot truther. However, the last few years with the awakening, I've realized how we have blended both, and they pretty much go hand in hand. However, tonight we're going to delve into the 5D and how to be a 5D being, because this is what we're here, folks. We're not here to worry about politics and bullshit and the 4D clown circus. We're here to be creators. We're here to get to the fifth dimension. We're here to ascend. And I've said a million times, and I'll say it again, and I will repeat myself on this channel because there might be people that are watching for the first time, and or you need to keep on hearing these things because we've been programmed and brainwashed, and now we need to be deprogrammed and we need to be put on track. So, folks, we need not to look outside of ourselves for happiness, nor to create. We are 5D beings, and the 5D energy is here. We have the power of God within us. This is something that Yeshua Jesus taught. He said, you will do these things and much more. He was a great example of how to use the Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it, and the power of God within you. We've been taught since birth that we have to base our moods, our survival, the way we think, the way we behave, our opinions about has to be from an outside influence, an outside source. We were taught that, especially when we were kids, because we were taught that we had to please our parents, Because if we didn't please our parents wouldn't give us our needs. We wouldn't get our needs met. We were taught to toe the line in school, to stay in line, not to talk, be quiet, raise your hand to go to the bathroom was very different as the schools, it's very different now as to when we grew up or when I grew up in the 70s and 80s. We were very much taught to not have our own opinion, to not stand out, to not be the sore thumb. But folks, this is not what we signed up for. The rub about being a light warrior, what do you call it? Some people call it a light warrior. If you want to call yourself a star seed, if you want to call yourself an empath, intuitive, a light being, insert label, whatever you want to call yourself. You work with light. We're all light warriors. We're all light workers. We work with light. Anyone who is awake and who's spiritual. We were not brought here to have easy lives. We were not brought here to fit in. We were brought here to be the black sheeps, to be the sore thumbs, to stick out, to not fit in, to be ridiculed, to be mocked, to be bullied, to be the generational curse breakers in our family, in our group of friends. We were here to rub people the wrong way, to trigger people, to get people thinking. We were here to be the outcasts. We were here to think differently. That was our mission. The human being in us, the ego part of us, we didn't like that part. That part sucked. We hated that part. It was hard for us because we were taught that we were just humans first. Humans that had a spirit. But that is not who we are. That is not truly who we are. We know that we first are the fundamentals of who we are. What we truly are is a spirit, a supernatural, infinite spirit having a human experience. Our intrinsic nature, what we really are, is not material, is not solid. We are spirits, infinite creative spirits, light beings having a human experience. Up until we woke up, and depending on when you woke up, some of us woke up years ago, 30 years ago, God bless you if you've been that patient, some of us sooner. It doesn't matter when. But we've been taught that we have to fit in. And we've suffered tremendously from not fitting in, from standing out, for thinking differently, for being the rebels. We've suffered by being ridiculed, by being mocked, being bullied, being loners, being left alone, being made fun of, being the black sheeps in the family. And so on and so on, the poor behavior and the disrespect. We've lost friends because of our awakening and our political beliefs. And because we know that this is a spiritual war. We've lost jobs. We've lost social circles. We've lost stature. We've lost everything. Yes, that was the rub. Yes, it sucked. But folks, that is not what we came here for. Now is the time that we came here. We didn't even know that we came here for such a time as this. Up until we awakened, up until we awoke, up until all of a sudden, bing, we had our spiritual awakening. And now that we are here, thank God we are here. No matter what you have been through in this life, Now is the time to know that it doesn't matter what you've been through. It doesn't matter what people have called you. It doesn't matter your life story. Right now, you change it. It's not business as usual. So taking back your power, first and foremost, is taking back your focus, taking back your attention, taking back how you view the world, and what voice are you going to listen to? We've been taught to listen to our mother's voice, our father's voice. Somebody's voice always had an authority over us, whether it be a parent or a babysitter or a teacher or a grandparent. And then when we go to work, it's always a boss or a superior or a manager, or it's the police or it's the law. There's always somebody that has an authority over us, somebody that has a degree, somebody that has money and stature and a title and a big plaque and a PhD after their title or their name to prove to you that they know better, that you should listen to them. You shouldn't listen to yourself. You shouldn't listen to your intuition. You shouldn't listen to your gut. You should listen to your spirit. You need to listen to that authority, that person in a robe with a cross on the altar. Folks, that is not the way we take back our power. The way we take back our power, first and foremost, we showed the world how to take back our power on November 5th, 2024. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. And God showed us that if you meet me halfway, my children, I shall grant your wishes and I shall meet you and I shall deliver you from evil. But folks, I've said this before and I'll say it again, and you may get tired of hearing me say it, but tough. You need to hear it. We do not need to beg, get on our knees and pray and beg God for what we want. What you want, what you desire is divine. If you want it, God gave you that desire. It's divine. Every desire is divine. You want it. It interests you. You love to do it. You fantasize about it. You crave it because God gave you that desire, because your creativity, which is your imagination, is your connection to God. Now, so for those of you that watch this channel, you know that I'm very big on two very, how do you put them, spiritual teachers and gurus that were way before their time. And they did a phenomenal job of blending the Bible and spirituality. And that was Dr. Joseph Murphy, who was a preacher, and that was Dr. Neville Goddard. Neville Goddard was not a doctor. Sorry. Dr. Joseph Murphy, who was a Christian preacher, pastor, and Neville Goddard. They both took the Bible and they took all the scriptures and they took it and they blended that in the spirituality, and they took affirmations and they did spiritual exercises. And all of these affirmations and all of the spiritual exercises involve your imagination, your creativity, because your creativity is God, your imagination is God. In fact, Neville Goddard believes that he passed on, but Neville Goddard believed that your imagination is God. And I believe that to be true too. Because the demons, Satan and those losers, they can't create. That's why they need us. Creativity comes from God. And you can't create without your imagination. Your imagination comes from God. And folks, your imagination, and you'll know this if you watch my channel, is your imagination is very much linked to your intuition. So how do we take back our power? Well, we take back our power first and foremost by not letting the world dictate our mood every day. We take back our power by getting up, not looking at our phones, taking a few minutes to meditate, do a few exercises, envision how you want the day to be, maybe do a few prayers, do a few affirmations. You take back your power by taking back your vibration and your frequency. That's how you take back your power. It's all about vibration. It's all about frequency. Everything is energy. You don't have to go out and bring things and work hard to get things. It doesn't mean that you sit on the couch and eat bonbons and don't work towards things. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you put out the energy of what you want. You know it's there. And what you do is that you slip into the timeline. It's all about timelines, folks. Whatever you want, when you have a desire, you create an alternative timeline, an alternative reality, whatever you want, alternative universe, whatever lingo you want to use, and that desire, and you create that timeline, that reality. You don't have to work really hard and change and do all this work. All you have to do is vibrate on the timeline, the reality in which you are who you want to be, and then you slip into it. And how do you do that? You do that by vibrating and know it's yours, and you are already that person. You think, you act, you behave like that person. You do that by focusing as much as you can on the reality you want and not on what you don't want. Just like you never get the solution to the problem if you think about the problem, because you're vibrating on the problem. You have to vibrate on the solution. That means you have to vibrate and have the same frequency as the reality you want. So that means that you do what you have to do. If you have to work, do your chores. But during the day, in your mind, do your chores as if you are the person that you want to be. If you want $1 million, how would somebody that has $1 million, how would somebody that has $1 million do their chores? Would they even do their chores? You have to become the person you want to be. Meaning that if you want, say for instance, you are a married person. I mean, you're single and you want to be married. You have to go about your day as if you're a married person. That means that if you have to put an extra placemat and plate and glass at the table and pretend that that is for your husband, and you have dinner with your husband every night, in your imagination, in your reality, that's what you do. Because folks, your imagination, your focus brings you to the vibration of the timeline, and that's when you slip into that timeline. Now, it's not all of a sudden you're not going to be bing, and all of a sudden you're like V. All of a sudden the timeline there's like going to be a slip in fabric in reality, and all of a sudden you're going to like warp speed into that timeline. What happens is that you'll know that you're in a different timeline. Things will start to happen. You'll start to have coincidences. Things will start to be easier. You'll be at the right place at the right time. Opportunities will open up for you. That's how you do it. We've been taught that we have to think our problems away. And if we have a problem, oh, we think and we think and we think and we think, well, how am I going to do it? If I do this, if I do that, well, maybe if I do that. No, 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 no. What we focus on, what we vibrate on, expands, gets bigger, becomes our reality. So we don't want to focus on the problem, because when we focus on the problem, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that, then we get more of that. What does the universe say? Okay, ding, 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 ding. Okay, we'll give you more of that problem. We'll give you more of things to worry about. We'll give you more of that vibration of your problem. And there'll be more circumstances and more people, and you'll get more and more and more and more of that vibration of that problem. That's why, do ever in my soul therapy session, some people for the first time they'll come to me in my soul therapy session and they'll say, I keep on having the same things happening over and over again. I meet the same people and have the same circumstances. Well, because that's what you're thinking. That's what you're expecting. When you say, oh, fuck my life, well, what do you think you're gonna get? Your life's gonna be fucked. What you say happens. We were taught, oh, I'm just kidding. No, the universe does not know kidding. It just knows what you say. So we have to vibrate. We have to eat, sleep, and breathe our reality. Now, if you don't know exactly what you want, if you just want a better life, okay, then what can you do to get that better life? Be happy. Be joyful. Go in your room and do something that brings you joy and happiness. Go in your room and close the door and pretend you're a little girl or a little boy again and make believe and pretend you're having a conversation with your boyfriend or your lover or that person. Pretend you're accepting your reward. Pretend you're at that job. Pretend you're singing in front of a crowd. Pretend you're healing somebody. Eat, sleep, and breathe it. If you want to live in a different country, wake up in a different country. Don't wake up in your bed. You, yes, wake up in your bed, but use your imagination. Your imagination is God. That is how you do it. When you eat, sleep, and breathe and vibrate on your reality, it will be. It will happen. You will slip into that reality. That is how it happens. If you want to look in it in terms of quantum physics, if you take a cell, the tiniest cell, and quantum physics have done this, they put the cell under a microscope. And when they do, that cell is not one cell. That cell turns into hundreds and hundreds of little cells vibrating in a constant state of potentiality, meaning that matter doesn't become solid until there is an intention, a consciousness, a will, a set intention on that cell. When those scientists put a will and intention towards the cell, then it becomes solid. And then it never really is solid. All it is vibrating. So now that we know that matter is not really matter, all it is spiritual vibration or energy that's vibrating at a different rate. Something dense, hard matter would be a low, vibrating at a very low, dense rate. Obviously, a 12th or 13th dimensional light being would be very higher rate. So we need to vibrate on what we want. So let's go back, for instance. Say you live in the US and you want to live in Paris, okay? You don't know how you're going to get to Paris, okay? You have no money, you have no visa, you don't know anyone in Paris. You just know that you want to live in Paris. So when you go to sleep tonight, right before you go to bed, because we know there's a lot of power as you're going to sleep, because what happens is that your egoic human left brain starts to disengage, and that's when your alpha, your delta, your sleeping spiritual brain emerges, and that's your higher self, your oversoul, your connection to God, your spirit self. That is when you have a lot of creative power. Basically, in layman's terms, your physical mind your ego doesn't get in the way and your spirit mind turns on, your conscious mind turns on, I should say your subconscious mind. So that is when you go to bed tonight, pretend you're going to bed and gay petty. Pretend you hear a quartet outside. Pretend you're having your little baguette and your little tiny, I don't know, coffee. Pretend you're in Paris and pretend you're going to bed and saying your prayers and you're watching a little bit of French television before you go to bed. And as you're drifting off to sleep, you're not sleeping in your house in America. You are drifting off to sleep in gay petty Paris. Pretend, let's say, for instance, you wish that you love somebody and you want to be with him. Okay? Now, they have to want to be with you. If they're not the person for you, you can still wish about this person, because if they're not the person for you, God will bring you somebody like them or better. Okay? Let's just say, for instance, you want a lover, not a specific person. You just want the perfect person for you, your divine mate. When you go to bed at night, pretend you're kissing them goodnight. Pretend they're holding you. Feel them holding you. Feel the whiskers on your cheek. Hear them whisper sweet nothings before they go to bed. Feel them caressing your skin. Feel them spooning you. When you get up in the morning, don't get up alone. You get up with them. Pretend you're getting up with them. Say good morning. Take a few minutes and envision the day after your meditation, and what would your day be like if you were with this person? How would you think? How would you behave? How would you feel? How would you act if you had this person in your life? If you were married, if you were with your divine mate, if you were doing what you love to do, if you had that house, if you lived in that country, if you had your car, if you were reunited with your son, your daughter, if you got your lover back, if you were reunited with your boyfriend, your husband, if you had that job, if you had $1 million, if you were a famous singer, whatever it is that you want, how would you feel? How would you act? How would you behave if you never had to worry about money? If you were pregnant, if you had children, if you were a grandmother? That is what you have to do. That is what you have to be. You have to be it. You have to eat, sleep, and breathe it. You don't come from the consciousness of the lack. You become the person you want to be. You become and tap into the consciousness of the person that has the wish fulfilled. That's what it is. We've been taught that we have to see it to believe it. That if we can't see it, if we can't hear it, if we can't taste it, if we can't touch it, then it's not real. We have to create it in our minds for it to become reality. That's how we take back our power. Now, listen, it is phenomenal what happened this week and the Trump win. Absolutely phenomenal. Okay? Absolutely phenomenal. However, we do not need Trump or the alliance or governments or anyone to tap into our 5-dimensional 5D power now. We have that ability now. Not taking away how monumental and epic the win was for ordinary American citizens, for the world, for people all around the world, for humanity, for good, for justice, for the people of the world, good against evil. I get it. However, we can't focus too much on that if we want to tap into 5D. Now I get it. That we're in a spiritual war, and this spiritual war is very much part of, this world, and is bleeding into the world. And all of these demonic rulers, all of the cabal members, all of the global elite, they are all possessed by these principalities, the demonic principalities from the Bible. I get it. But if we want money in abundance now, and we don't want to wait for the RV or QFS, if we want healing now and we don't want to wait for the spiritual technology and the advanced technology in the med beds, if we want our mate now, we want happiness now, we want love now, we want peace now, this is what we have to do. We create it. We don't wait to win the lottery. We don't get on our knees and beg and plead and beseech Lord God to get what we want, to make us happy, to get our wish fulfilled. It is ours. If we want it, it is ours. Every single desire is divine. What's going on, folks? I'm not doing cards tonight, but what's going on? I see people in the chat with super chats. Hold on one second. So, folks, I wanted to oh wow, yep. I'll have to do that on yesterday. Thank you, Linda. Now, what's going on? Scandal. FEMA deny help because they, oh wow, that's awful. We'll have to pray for Florida, folks. It doesn't surprise me. These people are evil, folks. So we have to keep on praying. We have to keep on praying for President Trump, RFK Jr., J.D. Vance. We have to keep on praying for Tennessee, North Carolina, all the people of the floods and the victims of the hurricane in Florida. Remember everyone in your prayers. Just we have to pray. I pray for all the Trump supporters because they're going to come after us now with the vengeance. So just yes, they're not, they're not going to just roll over and give him the presidency and let us get away with stuff. They're still going to pull shenanigans. So yeah, it's been too quiet. They've given up too much. So you know that there's going to be some kind of slimy sneak attack because that's what snakes do. So yes, we have to be prayed up. But folks, I wanted to get back on taking back our power because we definitely displayed how to take back our power, and taking back our power very much as a group, as a collective, and as a mass society. We took our power by uniting and not dividing. But taking back your personal power is all about your vibration. Okay, so we know the basics about taking back your vibration. If you want anything in this world, okay, let's bring it down to the fundamentals about reality creation 101 here. How to manifest like a 5D being. Here we go. Taking back your power is not begging God or beg, borrower, and they're stealing, or working hard or trying to physically figure out how to get a desire to happen. Taking back your power, working with the 5D creative power you have as a 5D being in a fourth dimension here right now, because we haven't ascended to 5D. We tap into our power. How do we do that? Well, it's very easy. Well, it's not very easy, but it can be easy. We've been programmed that we have to see things in order for it to happen. No, no, no. We have to create it. We have to vibrate on it. We have to bring it in and manifest it in order to see it. We create it to see it. Well, how do we create it? We create it by being happy, being joyous. You don't have to sit here and beg, borrow, and steal and focus on it 24/7. Yes, this whole thing back there was this Everyone remembers The Secret. Okay, there was a book and movie called The Secret back in the, I think it was it the 2000s, and that got everyone, that was the really big first manifestation type of craze. There's nothing wrong with that. Focusing on something you want, having a vision board, that's great. However, you don't have to sit there morning, noon, and night and focus on it to get it to happen. The reason why you want anything, whether it's a marriage, a child, a job, a house, money, you want it because you want to feel good. You want to be peaceful. You want to be happy. You want to be joyous. So, how about you get happy, you get peaceful, you get joyous, you get excitement, and you get excited before you get your manifestation, before you get your wish, and that will bring it in. That's what you do. Worrying, stressing, being jealous, being angry, being impatient. How's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? That's not your job. It's not your job to figure out how it's going to happen. It's not your job to figure out how you're going to get the money, how you're going to get the funding, how you're going to meet that man, how you're going to get your child to call you, how you're going to get your mother to forgive you, how you're going to be the CEO of a company when you don't have a degree, how you're going to be a healer when you don't know how to heal, how you're going to be a doctor, or how you're going to do this, how you do what you can. You take small steps toward your goal. You take courses. You research it. You teach yourself. You practice it. You read books. You educate yourself. Then you pray. Then you vibrate and you give it to God. Your job is to not figure out how, when, what. Not even why. We know why. You have that desire because God gave you that desire, because you made a pact with your guide before you were incarnated that you were going to have this desire because you would want it, because this was going to A, make you aim higher, B, it was going to make you raise your vibration so you could purposely get your desire and wish, and C, because whatever you desire and wish is something is connected to how you're going to give back to humanity. Whatever you desire and what you love to do and your wish is going to give back to humanity. You want to do something, you love something, because it's going to help you create, it's going to give you a higher vibration. It's going to put you on a divine frequency. And it's something that you love to do, if something that you want to do, like open up a animal sanctuary, or if you want to be an animal communicator, or if you want to work with children, or if you want to do Reiki, or if you want to do healing, or if you want to be a singer, or if you want to work in the medical profession, or if you want to work as a teacher and with the new education system. Everything that you're interested in, everything that you're passionate about, whether it's cooking, sewing, cleaning, building homes, being in construction, whatever it is that you love to do, that is what you are going to do to give back, to help people. And that was what you were meant to do. We're not meant to toil and to work 9 to 5 jobs that we hate for bosses and be slaves to pay bills. That's not what we were meant to do. The things we love to do, the things that make our hearts sing and bring us joy is what we're meant to do. So, folks, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go, and I typed in, everyone knows that I'm on X. I've never posted on X. I only use X when I'm on here. I wanted to do a few Neville Goddard quotes, and then I'm going to teach you a few very quick things that you can do to take back your power. Very quick manifestation exercises that you can do to create your reality, whatever it is you want to do. Okay? So let me share my screen. Now, If you've watched me before, you know that one of the main channels that I love on YouTube is Brian Scott. It's Reality Revolution. He does a phenomenal job of reading so many of Neville Goddard and Dr. Joseph Murphy's books, lectures. So I cannot recommend his channel enough. Again, it's The Reality Revolution. He's on YouTube, and the name of the channel owner and the host is Brian Scott. He has a phenomenal voice. He reads a lot of spiritual content. He does a lot more reading of spiritual content than lives, but he does do lives. So if you want to hear lectures and more about any of these the two authors and lecturers and spiritual teachers that I'm speaking about tonight, that's a great place to start. Okay, because Neville Goddard and Dr. Joseph Murphy, they're old school. They died back in the 60s. They were alive and they were in their heydays in like their 20s, 30s, and 40s. So you can hear recordings, but they're few and far between, and they're really rough sounding. Um, they have a couple of recordings of the real Neville Goddard. Of course, you can buy the books of Neville Goddard, and you can buy books of Dr. Joseph Murphy. They're still available, but the lectures are, some of them have been refurbished with AI. They're really rough though, because they were recorded a long time ago. But this is Neville Goddard quote: "A man must discipline himself to hear only that which he wants to hear, regardless of the rumors or the evidence of his senses to the contrary." In other words, you have to know that what you want is done. Okay? You want a desire. God gave you that desire. It's yours. Every desire is divine. Soon as you desire it, it's done. There's a reality. There's another reality. There's a timeline where you have that desire. Your job is to ignore the evidence, ignore the reality. Just because it's not there, just because that person, that place, that car, that job, everything's not right in front of you, doesn't mean it's not there. There's a reality that is created the moment you want it. All you have to do is tap into that reality, tap into that timeline. Okay? As he conditions his perspective hearing, in other words, his focus, his attention. Neville Goddard spoke, he's English and Jamaican, and he grew up in the Caribbean, so he has that old English, but I will give it a modern day vernacular. Okay, as he conditions his perspective hearing, he will react only to those impressions which he has decided upon. In other words, you're ignoring your physical senses. It doesn't matter. It hasn't happened. You're focused on that reality. You're tapping into that reality. You're thinking about that reality of that which what you want has already manifested. This law never fails. Okay. Here's another quote from Neville. Now, when he says you are God, he's not saying that you're the omnipotent, omniscient, omniscient, omnipresent, all powerful God that created us in the universe. He's saying that the power of God is within us. I am that I am. That's one of my mantras when I meditate. I am that I am. When you say I am that I am, you are awakening the power of God, the God within you, your God self within you. So this is another Neville Goddard quote. You are God. You are the I am that I am. You are consciousness. You are the creator. This is the mystery. This is the great secret known by the seers, prophets, mystics throughout the ages. I will be is a confession that I am not. In other words, don't say, I will do this. I will, or I will be famous. I will be skinny. I will be married. I will be successful. I will be rich. You always say, I am When you say I am, you embrace it in the here and now. Because when you say I will be, it's like confessing, saying I am not. And the Father will always say, I am. When you say I am, you tap into that creative power of the here and now, of the I am that I am, the Almighty Lord God. All right, the Almighty. You until, whoops, all of a sudden, whoop, my mouse got stuck. Until you realize that you are the Father, meaning that you are God, God within you, you will always, I will be. Okay? There is no limit to your creative power. Define your objective. Know definitely what you want. All right? This is the formula to how to get what you want, breaking down. Construct an event which you believe you will encounter following the fulfillment of your desire. In other words, let's say if you want to win the lottery and you won the lottery, pick an event. Let's something very quick. Let's say like a phone call, and you were making a phone call to your friend, letting him know you won the lottery. Something which will have action of self predominant, an event which implies the fulfillment of your desire. Immobilize the physical body and induce a state of consciousness akin to sleep. That's it. Meditate, focus, do exercise, stretch, relax, get yourself. The thing is that consciousness when akin to sleep. When you have that consciousness akin to sleep, that's when you tap into your spirit self, your higher self, your spirit mind, your creative power. Okay? Immobilize the physical body and induce a state of consciousness akin to sleep. In other words, lay down, meditate, relax, and breathe. Then mentally feel yourself right into the proposed action. In other words, meditate. Take a few breaths, slow down, and envision you are who you are. Envision yourself on your wedding day. Envision yourself giving birth. Envision yourself having your man propose to you. Envision yourself opening up the door and seeing your estranged child there. Envision yourself picking up the phone calling, hearing from that that the employer saying that you got the job. You get the gist, okay? Imagining all the while that you are actually performing the action here and now so that you experience in imagination what you would experience in the flesh were you now to realize your goal. Experience has convinced me that this is the perfect way to achieve your goal. Folks, I could go on and on with Neville Goddard. Do your own research. There's so much books. You can download books on Amazon. You can listen to them free on the Reality Revolution with Brian Scott. There's lots of free YouTube content on Instagram. Everywhere you go on Neville Goddard, Dr. Joseph Murphy. These are not new concepts, however, these are powerful concepts. So before I go tonight, I know this is a different type of show. I know you're used to the hot content and me doing tarot. And usually on Saturday nights, I do the big current event show. But I did a 5-hour show doing current events, doing the 4D clown circus of the election on Tuesday night. I did tarot last night. I wanted to do something spiritual tonight. I'm going to be on with the Prince of Peace tomorrow. And folks, for those who just joined, we're going to be doing all the political stuff with Jason tomorrow. I'll be doing cards, and Jason and I will be covering the big kick-ass landslide where our 45, our beloved DJT Donald Trump kicked camel toe Scammer's ass. We'll cover all that tomorrow on the Lightwear Network. And by the way, folks, we're going on early tomorrow. It's a matinee, folks. Prince of Peace and I are going on at 1 p.m. Eastern. That is 10 p.m. 10 a.m. Pacific. Okay, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, and that's 12 p.m. Central. We're going on early tomorrow, folks. Okay. So You can get all of your political, Trump, patriot, tarot, current events fixed tomorrow. Tonight is spiritual night on Soul Therapy with Lady D. We all needed a little bit of soul therapy. Now that we have our epic win, and now that we took the first steps in taking back our power, we took back our country, we took back our world, because the win on the 5th was not just America. For America, it was for the world, for Team Good, Team God. Now we're going to take back our power by creating a reality. So I'm going to explain to you a few quick things that I have done to manifest that have worked for me, as well as worked for many of my clients. They're very simple. You don't need to have a vivid imagination. You don't need a lot of time. You just need to have a little bit of discipline right before you get up and right before you get to go to bed. And if you can't do that, try to, whenever you meditate, whenever you are in the state of consciousness that is akin to sleep. Okay? Okay. One of the things you can do, very, very easy for those that are not really good at manifesting. They're not really good. As soon as they get up, they have to get up and go out. They have children. They don't have time to meditate. They don't have time to have a pray or have a routine. If this is your type of person, if you're this type of person, you can do this. Pick what you want. Let's say you need money. Okay? Throughout the day, just keep on saying one word: money. Money. Keep on saying money to yourself. Money. Money. Or if it's that you want love, just keep on saying whatever you can throughout the day underneath your breath: love, love, love. If you don't want to say it out loud, think it: love, 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 love. Do that whenever you think about it. See what happens. That's one way. Another way you can do it: before you go to bed and as soon as you get up, take something that you want. Let's say, for instance, that you need $10,000 to pay a bill. Okay? We're aiming high. We're aiming high. People have done it. Okay? I've manifested money to pay bills. I haven't manifested 10,000, but I know people that have manifested lots of money. Okay? Say you want $10,000 before you go to bed at night. Pretend. Let's say, for instance, picture a 30-second scene that would happen, that you would actually do if it was true, if you manifested $10,000. So let's say, for instance, that you would open up your app and you would type in your password and you would look at your bank account balance and you would see $10,000. Or you would go to the mailbox and there would be an envelope and you would open up the envelope and you would see a check for $10,000. It is not your job to know how you're going to get the $10,000. It doesn't matter how it comes. It doesn't matter if the way that you get the $10,000. You just create a scenario that you would do as if your wish happened. Let's say, for instance, that you got a job and you wanted the job. Let's say you wanted, you're waiting to get a job. Before you go to bed, you picture getting a phone call, your phone ringing, looking and seeing it was that employer, you picking up the phone and them offering you the job. If you want to hear from somebody that you haven't heard from a long time, picture you getting an alert and getting a text or an email from that person. Picture going to your mailbox, snail mail, and getting a physical letter. If it's anything, picture if you got engaged or if you're pregnant, Picture getting a phone call or a text, opening up a text, getting a congratulations. That's all you need to do. And just picture that. And then you picture that and you fall asleep. And or you picture that as soon as you get up in the morning. I know I just saw that glitch. Sorry, I just saw I glitched. All right? You do that. Try it. Now, how long is it going to take before it happens? I can't tell you. Maybe some manifestations happen immediately, some happen overnight, some take a week, some take months, some take years. All I know is that it will happen. And if it doesn't happen, that just means that you're aiming too low. That goal or wish or person is not for your highest good, and God and the universe has something better for you, much, much better. And then you can't, it's so much better that it's so amazing. And that person, that job, that amount of money, whatever it is, that house is so amazing that you aim too low. And God is going to actually surprise you. The universe is going to surprise you with something even better, even more amazing, something so much better, something you couldn't even dream of. And while you wait, because the rub in this dimension is that there is a lag time. There isn't an instant manifestation. Sometimes there is, but 9 times out of 10 there isn't. And thank God, because a lot of times as humans, we wouldn't want instant manifestation. We'd be having a lot of regrets, and that'd be okay. We get into trouble, and that it would be a shit show on this planet if we had the ability in our ego, still having these egos, being human, if we had instant manifestation. So there is a lag time. Now, what is the lag time? I don't know. We know that there is no time in spirit. However, that's the rub. There is a lag time, a time between when you have your desire, you imagine, you think up a desire, you say, that's something that I want. Let's just say it's inspired. It's inspired, your desire, okay? And the time it manifests, or when you see the manifestation, you see the concrete deal, you see the man, you see the money. But in the meantime, while you're waiting for it to happen, if you do your exercises, if you keep on wishing and thinking about it and saying, like I said, eat, sleeping, breathing, and focusing on your desire, along the way, good things will happen. Beautiful blessings will happen. Because you're focusing high, you're vibing high. So you'll meet good people, good places, luck will happen. You'll have a good thing. You'll have a good time and a grand life because you're focusing on good things. And what is the worst that could possibly happen by you doing these spiritual exercises and doing your manifestation work and your visualization and your spiritual exercises? The very worst that will happen is that you feel good. It makes you happy. It puts you on the vibration of your desire. You're happy. You feel lighthearted. You feel peaceful. You feel hopeful. It builds you up. It gets you excited. It makes you elated again. And that's the whole reason why you want your desire in the first place. So taking back your power is about creating your reality, not having your reality created for you. As I said before, and I'll say it again, we are fifth dimensional beings. So try this. So try, family, your mission. Are you going to let people, places, and things in outside reality, outside influences, I should say, create your reality? Or are you going to continue to take back your power? You took your power back by your vote this past week. You take your power back by not listening to Debbie Downers, by not being around negative people, by standing up for yourself, asserting yourself, not letting people walk all over you or demean you or abuse you. You take your power back by not listening to low vibe music, not being influenced by low vibe television, not putting on the lamestream media, limiting yourself to low vibe people, energy vampires, people that use and abuse you, stuff like that. But that's not the only way you take back your power. You take back your power by creating your reality, by being a powerful, infinite creator. We are infinite creators. We've let the powers that be, the false matrix, the demonic matrix, and everyone else influence us and take our power away. Whoever had authority over us, whether it was our parents, our boss, our older sister, our relative, our friends, our partners, our husbands, our spouse, our wives, well, whoever it is, we have to be our own authorities now. It doesn't matter what other people think. It doesn't matter that we don't fit in. We're not meant to fit in. As the Bible says, we are of this world. We are in this world. We are not of it. So taking back your power is not fitting in. Fitting in is being a rebel, is doing your own thing, having your own opinion, not caring what people think, not caring what people say, saying no when you want to, not having to explain yourself, loving yourself, taking care of yourself, asserting yourself, sticking up for yourself, asserting boundaries, displaying boundaries, putting up boundaries. Taking back your power is creating your reality. How do you create your reality? With your focus? It's not losing your focus and being distracted on the 3D, or I should say the 4D clown circus. It's not letting insignificant things and people take your power by your focus and attention. Your focus and your attention should be on what you want to create. It should be on positive things, concepts, people, places, ideas. You need to eat, sleep, and breathe everything that you want. If you want something, vibrate on it. When you vibrate on it, you attract it. You literally attract it into your life from the ethers. It will come to you. You will bump into the right people. There will be serendipities, coincidences. The path will be rolled out for you. God and Yeshua and the angels and your guides in the universe will give signposts, will lighten the way, will lighten the path, will put out signposts and direct you. It will be easy. Things will just happen for you. You won't have to act on desperation or out of fear. You'll take divine, inspired steps in action. You'll do things because it feels right, because you have an instinct, because you're getting a download, because God and your guides and Yeshua are telling you to do so. You're not doing things because you are afraid, because you need to do them, because you should do them, because everyone's telling you to do them. You're doing things because you love to do them, because it's part of your heart and soul, not because you're doing them out of obligation or people expect you to do them. That's how you take back your power. You vibrate on whatever it is that you want. And everything that you want because you want to feel better, because it will bring you joy. It will bring you a good feeling, happiness, love, peace. You want whatever you want because you want to feel good. So you vibrate high, you feel good. You feel joyous. You laugh. You feel peaceful. And whenever you vibrate on peace, joy, love, all those positive emotions, you attract that circumstance, that person, whatever you want into your life, whatever it is that you desire. Specifically, if you have a specific goal, if you need a bill paid, if you want to heal yourself, quick manifestation technique. Think about it before you go to bed and when you get up in the morning. If you can't do that, bring yourself to the state of consciousness akin to sleep, which means slow your breath down. Take deep breaths, meditate. Get on the vibration of not thinking. Pretend, slow down your breath, slow down your thought process. Get into the state of consciousness akin to sleep and create a little scenario, something that would happen or you would do as if your desire has already manifested. You got that phone call, you got that letter, you got that text, you got that email, and so on and so forth. You get the gist. If you can't do that during the day, think of one phrase or one word that represents your desire. If you need money, just keep on repeating money out loud or thinking money. Here's another one. This one I think is the most powerful. Let's say, for instance, you want to live in another country. Before you go to bed at night, go through your day and do a revision and think about your day, but replay your day as if you went through your day in another country. Or if you're married, or if you want to be married, before you go to bed at night, revise your day, envision doing everything that you would do as if you're married. Pretend getting up in the morning, having breakfast with your husband or your wife, making the bed together, making plans, meditating together, going to work or taking a walk on the beach, going to lunch, coming home. Create your whole day as if you were married, and then fall asleep or go about your day. Try these techniques. You don't have to do them every day, every single one. In other words, do one each day. You don't have to do the same one every day. You can swip one out. You can do one day, one technique, do one technique in the morning, one technique at night. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you're doing some kind of visualization or vibrating and envisioning what you want. When you envision what you want, you create that reality. You bring it to you. You become a humongous magnet that attracts the like. Okay? Everything is energy. Everything is vibration. You are a magnet. So you have to vibrate and attract on what you want to bring to you. You don't want to bring shit to you. You want to attract something good. So that's why you have to vibrate on what you want. All right, Soul Tribe family. I wasn't planning on being on long tonight. I just wanted to do a little quick encouragement and manifestation episode on how to take back your power, how to manifest your reality and manifest things that you need. As I said before, I've done these techniques. For many things. One time, when I first got laid off from the state of Massachusetts and unemployment wasn't getting back to me, I envisioned them getting back to me, getting a phone call. And this was when it took 2 or 3 months to get the approval for unemployment, and I needed it immediately. And I got on unemployment in 2 weeks. Doing this, I used this technique to, if business is slow and I don't make enough money, I need a bill, I'll do this whenever I need money. I'll envision making enough money. I use these techniques all the time. They work. The thing is that you have to be diligent. You have to do them. These aren't long manifestation techniques. You don't have to sit there and meditate for hours upon hours or do a half-hour visualization. These are quick 30-second things that you can do either before you go to bed, when you go up in the morning, or when you right after you meditate, or when you're in a state akin to sleep, meaning when your heart rate is low and you're in a meditative state, when you're not ruminating and thinking and you're in that very low vibe consciousness. Okay, you can do this. We have to focus on what we want. Don't be distracted on people's problems, people's bullshit, negative things, the world. Take some time off from the problems, from current events, from dark things, things that stress you, people that stress you. You need to clear up your vibration. Everything is energy. Everything is your vibration. So if you want to attract good things, good situations to you, you have to be high vibing. You have to be on a higher frequency. We are magnets and we're attracting the light to us. Okay? So if we keep on bringing shitty people in the same circumstances to us, we have to sit there and think, what are we attracting? What are we putting out? What am I magnetizing? No longer are we disempowered. No longer do we let people, places, and things, governments, and people that are in authority dictate our reality. We create our reality. And you create your reality by using your imagination, by using your visualization techniques, by using your focus, by keeping a high vibration, by raising your vibration and keeping it up as high as possible, by focusing continually on what you want, by defining what you want, knowing that every desire is divine, and then tuning yourself into the frequency of what you want. And then when you tune into the frequency of what you want for long enough, when God's timing, divine timing, which is perfect timing, you slip into that timeline, you slip into that reality. Because once you desire something, there is a reality created, there is a timeline created in which that reality exists. Your job is to not figure out immediately how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen. Your job is to do one thing, to vibrate on it, know it's done, give it to God, know that it will happen in God's divine perfect timing and not a second sooner, and know that God will bring it to you in the most perfect, perfect divine way, better than you could have ever imagined. Trust, give it to God. You'll be amazed. And how do you give it to God? All you do is you focus on your desire. You know it's yours. You thank God and say, thank you, God. Know it's done. Say your prayers. Thank God in advance for it because you know that God wanted you to have this desire. That's why He gave you that desire because your desire is inspired. You thank God in advance. You know it's done. You vibrate on it. You focus on it. And then you get out of your own way and you let infinite intelligence make easy and successful your way. You let infinite intelligence handle the details. How, when, what, who. You vibrate. You know it's done. You live your life. You play. You have laughter. You have joy. You tap into your child self. And that's how you take back your power. That's how you be a 5D creator that you already are. That's how it's done. All right, my Soul Tribe family, this is a quick show because I'll be on tomorrow. And again, special time. Prince of Peace and I will be on tomorrow night early. We're doing a matinee, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Central. I love you, my Soul Tribe family. Try these techniques, these spiritual techniques. They work. I would suggest you listen to some Neville Goddard. There's some great meditations on the Reality Revolution, Brian Scott's channel. He has a 20-minute meditation, falling asleep to the wish fulfilled, as well as waking up to the wish fulfilled, a meditation, timeline meditations, tapping into the wish fulfilled. Great channel. I listen to him. I'm subscribed to his channel. I use these meditations. Do it, Soul Tribe. Do it. You have more power than you know. That is how you create your reality, and that is how you take back your power. You don't let the world create your reality. You create your reality and you change your world by changing your vibration. It's all about your vibration. You don't change the world, Soul Tribe and Light Warriors. You change your vibration. And on that note, I'm sending you so much love. God bless you, Soul Tribe family. I'll see you tomorrow on the Light Warrior Network. And folks, if you want a quick one question email reading, descriptions below. And for those that just joined and those in the back, I'm doing the one past life email reading. If you just want one of the past lives via email, I'm not going to be doing those shows anymore, but I'll do those via email. So if you want to know one of your past lives for $25, that is a new service. My email is in my website, and the link to my website is in the description of this video. I will see you tomorrow, Soul Tribe family. Good night. God bless you, and see you tomorrow. Bye.